BuzzPOP hari ini kita bakal membincangkan dan membedah Spy Family episod 3 hingga 6. Ya, kita dah memang cuti lama ya, cuti sampai sebulan. Dan hari ini kita ada para panelis kita yang terbaru sekali. Satu fanboy untuk siri ini ataupun fanboy untuk BuzzPOP, tapi sekarang dia balik cuti raya. So welcome Kudo. What's up, bro?
Hello, Anri, konbanwa.
Seterusnya Anri, Alwi, Kaki, anime sensei kita. What's up, bro?
Konnichiwa and chama-chama. Hello.
Hai. Mana kau punya topeng ni? Kata nak pakai
Oh,
topeng.
you want to see it? Okay.
Gila lah.
Ni topeng apa ni?
Oh, it's from Daiso, but I made some improvements.
Yeah, you painted it.
Yeah, the H is for hello and chama.
Somehow it looks like a Michael Moore punya mask tu.
It's not for slaying people lah. It's just for content lah. Something I want to do in later on.
Nice.
Tapi chama memang gila-gila kot.
Yes.
The program Red Dwarf H yang Mamat ada H kat kepala dalam Red Dwarf, the comedy in British TV a while back.
Classic.
Well, British comedy is one of the things I like lah. So maybe.
Nice.
Yeah.
Dan terakhir sekali adalah Shazli Merican, kaki anime kita. What's up, Shaz?
So, aku tak ada Jepun, aku hello je lah.
So, kita dah lama kita tak berjumpa I think about a month. So kita akan mulakan perbincangan kita malam ini dengan reaksi satu ayat. Alright. Jadi I think a month back when we started our common complaint selepas hanya 2 episod ialah there's barely anything to talk about. And then sebulan kemudian 4 episodes later, so much info dump, so much has happened. So welcome back dan I think I'm really loving this show lah. Aku faham kenapa show ni has slowly captured the hearts and minds of people all around the world. So apakah reaksi satu ayat anda terhadap Spy Family episode 3-6? Kita mulakan dengan Anri, silakan Anri.
If there's only one word to describe Spy Family, is basically the Anya show. I mean, she's the thing that makes the whole show into the next level. We have a lot of great characters in a lot of great shows, but for some reason we are looking at this loli character, right? And she makes this show stand out. I mean, if there's no Anya, my pick for this season would be your boy Kong Ming for best anime show of this season. They have the best opening theme. They have a great storyline. It's reverse isekai, something different. But Spy Family seems to stand out because of Anya and her childish, innocent quirks. If you say a father in Japanese, it's 2 months ago it would be like Otosan, but now people are calling their father Jichi because of her.
Wow, dia punya cultural footprint tu besar. Nice.
Yeah.
Seterusnya kita punya panelis terbaru, Kudo. Silakan Kudo. I think you're on mute. Kau kena unmute kan.
Ya, nampak tangan dulu. Anyway, for the episode 3 until 6, essentially, as a manga reader as well, the studios knows what they're doing, which we will be discussing in episode 5. You sometimes don't want to see them like going to left field, like macam pandai-pandai buat lebih-lebih and then masuk cerita, like or sometimes kalau dia ikut sangat-sangat, then you go like, then what's the point? They've struck a nice balance for this series. I think they've done a good job lah, put it that way.
Nice. Seterusnya silakan Shaz.
Aku ada satu ayat je, aku nak quote Anya je. It's very simple line. Papa, saya terkejar tai. Aku gelak 3 minit straight kata bila aku tengok ayat tu.
Episod ni shenanigans tu.
Dia macam reaction. Aku dah ready dia. Papa, saya terkejar tai. She's trying to act so mature, tapi bila terkena tai dia terus jadi budak balik kata macam like aku terkejar tai. And it supports Anri punya claim lah. Without Anya, the whole story does not have its magic tau. Dia punya innocence when she's trying to be a very mature person, it's a very good counterbalance lah dari segi tu. So and is very well done. Dia punya character apa, the facial expression, and also we have to give credit lah, dia punya voice actress is very good lah.
Alright, so kita akan mulakan perbincangan 4 episod kita dengan babak menarik kita yang pertama. Alright, jadi babak menarik kita yang pertama adalah tentang episod ketiga yang lebih dikenali sebagai Mission 3, Prepare for the Entrance Exam, di mana The Forger Fam menyediakan diri mereka bagi Eden Academy entrance interview dengan excursions. Jadi format untuk malam ini adalah soalan pertama adalah untuk anime watchers only, iaitu Anri dan Shaz. Kemudian soalan kedua adalah untuk manga readers, iaitu malam ni peserta ada Duan, it's gonna be Kudo. Tapi Kudo, you can join in untuk the first question juga kalau kau nak. So soalan pertama aku adalah, apakah pendapat anda tentang excursion Forger Fam pertama yang bermula sebagai a first class experience, mula-mula pergi opera lah, kemudian pergi museum lah, tapi berakhir dengan a high speed food chase versus pencopet jalanan. I think that is some of the coolest action scenes tu. Bila kau tengok Yor lompat laju gila macam parkour, and then bila Lloyd did like the jump from the top, there was some, it's like badass action scenes lah. So kita mulakan dengan Anri, silakan.
I think this is my least liked episode. Just because there's not enough meat on the plot. Basically, it's just the Forger family going out and try to absorb the culture, try to become more, more high class for Anya. But it is entertaining nonetheless lah. I know from the get-go, right, that this whole effort to try to make Anya more educated is going to fail because one, it's not her character to attain knowledge this easily, this wisdom so efficiently. She's going to fail. She's in her, if she was a RPG character, right, her INT would be under 20 now. So there's no way she can absorb all these 40 point intelligence scrolls.
Ganas. Shaz, silakan Shaz.
I think it is one of the one thing memang I agree lah, dia punya trip tu was kind of hilarious in the sense that kau nak bagi budak dia belajar padahal dia tengah sibuk nak duk tengok cerita spy kan. So you can try as much as you want, when the time comes out dia punya kebudakan akan keluar balik tau. Which we have seen a lot of times lah. I'm very mature and like dia buat statement macam like orang macam like apa dia statement dia cakap ni kan. But one thing aku suka is in this series and this is one of the things that episode 3 has also shown, is that bit by bit dia orang menunjukkan the skill of Lloyd and your Forger ni. So it's not just like saying like, oh dia orang ni hebat and they expect us to believe it. Tak ada, they really show them stop, think, fikir apa benda like, Mamat tu macam tebal je baju dia kan, there's something weird there kan. Lepas tu kebetulan Anya pula dia pandai nak bagi direction, jadi nak pinat apa ke dia cakap, dia nak cake or something tu, because direction dia dah point terus dia zoom in, mamak ni pelik. So it shows that these guys are very good in dia punya field lah, and Yor pula is very good in the sense that dia boleh bunuh orang dengan senang je, tapi she can choose not to. So that's how strong she is. Kalau I nak quote daripada anime atau manga yang satu lagi, One Piece, masa Zoro dia belajar pedang dengan cikgu dia kan, dia cakap I will be the strongest swordsman kan. Cikgu dia tanya, swordsman macam mana yang paling kuat? Oh, Zoro pun jawab, it's the swordsman that can cut everything. Cikgu dia jawab apa tau? The strongest swordsman is the one who cannot cut anything. Meaning dia boleh guna pedang tu, dia boleh hit something and it does not cut. So Yor is strong enough to hit something with almost lethal force, tapi orang tu tak mati. So it's a very strong ability to control dia punya power. That's why it's something which I really respect lah. Daripada cerita yang orang duk tunjuk apa, kita kena pijak pedal tu kan. Oh my god. Oh my god. At least they show us what makes them good.
I like how they really tag team in this episode. Kau tengok like Yor and then Lloyd and then even the telepath macam, even though it hurts her, Anya, you know, to the point that dia nampak lepas tu dia macam, kita nak pergi restoran tapi tadi pun lupa makan kan.
Aku dah kenapa.
Baik. Kudo, ada apa-apa nak tambah?
Yeah, ada. Macam, it's interesting. Like, I mean, I don't disagree with Anri that this is the Anya show and all that. But we have to bear in mind that this is Spy versus Spy Family. That it is actually Lloyd's story, because it started off with him getting a mission, Operation Strix, and having to have a fake wife and a fake kid. And then, yet, of course, Anya is the central anchoring character for both of them. And I think the story is, whilst there is the operation, I think that's the background, the story, and probably this nak tunjuk how this cold spy and this, actually, Yor kan, dia tak cold saja tau, dia clueless jugalah. Don't you think so? She's like macam blur sikit. Because now Lloyd, dia macam orang yang betul-betul skema, like everything to on point, and yet the reason for them to go out in the town is because masa dia buat practice interview, not just Anya, dia tak reti jawab. Bini dia tak reti jawab. Bini dia macam pecah kepala, bagi berdarah. Itu dia kata, aku dah stres sial. Let's just go out.
Betul.
So macam, actually when I prepared for this, I had a reaksi satu ayat for just this episode, which was never force things but just do it naturally. And that's why they just brought him out. And Lloyd pun selalu calculating lah, bawa pergi opera, budak tu tidur ingus besar semua, bawa pergi art museum, bosan. Oh, interesting you mentioned Excursion, pasal korang tengok kat Netflix kan. Whoever does the subtitles is different, because I watch it on Crunchyroll, and the Crunchyroll subbers use the manga translation as their source. She calls it outing instead of outing. Outing. So sama lah juga, it's the same thing, but I think that's quite. I think that's. It's the three of them, and I think it's not just Anya. We have to watch out for Yor as well. Despite her being a cold, calculated killer, otherwise she's Phoebe juga lah.
Lebih kurang. I think early in these 4 episodes, banyak kali Lloyd cakap macam, I've been a spy for 10 years. macam dia nak convince himself like this shit is worth it, man. Dah 10 tahun aku buat kerja ni, tak pernah aku rasa perasaan ni.
Yeah, he said something on the lines, I've been a spy for so many years. This is the first time I feel anxious or hopeless tau.
Yes, that was during the entrance interview, yeah.
Sebab dia kena rely on orang lain. And orang lain pula ni dua-dua orang bimbo sikit kepala airhead macam like, matilah aku. Aku tak ada buat mission ni.
Yeah, I think also we should remember that in this spy family, right, Yor Forger, right, is probably the least lying party in this group, because in this family, right, Lloyd and Anya know that they're both not father and child, but Yor thought that she was dia punya biological child. So she's out of the loop. So basically, she's the outsider in the family, but she's trying to belong to them as much as possible, because this was just an arrangement for her to help Lloyd get Anya into school. God knows what happened next, but that's what's happening now.
Yeah, and I was surprised by how fast she unpacked. Macam apa tu baru jalan down the hallway like I'm done. That's it, man.
And Nick, the other word for assassin is cleaner.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So she cleans fast.
Wow, you're right. So she leaves no evidence. So it makes sense also that she can pack and unpack very fast. Oh my god.
Dah lah kerja dekat civil servant punya tempat tu pun sebagai cleaner aku rasa. Itulah kan. So before we go to the next question, kita ada satu soalan daripada penonton di rumah. Muhammad Yasir bertanya, Anya ni ada tanduk ke? What are those two? Is it tassels? I don't know what it is. That's by the side of her head. Do you guys know?
That one is like dia punya style rambut.
Oh,
I think hair decorations. I read that somewhere.
It's not like she's Jewish and then she's wearing like double kopiah lah. Mana lah tahu kan?
Shalom Gigi.
Alright, so harapnya terjawab ya soalan Muhammad Yasir tu. Alright, seterusnya adalah soalan spoilerific untuk daripada manga reader. So kalau penonton ataupun panelis yang tak nak dengar, sila log off sekarang. Nanti aku akan cakap okay balik. So pada pengetahuan anda, soalan itu Kudo, adakah Anya akan gradually dapat mengawal her telepathic powers di khalayak ramai as the series progresses? Because dalam episod Mission 3 ni, kita nampak dia asyik nak pitam because she's flooded with people's thoughts. It kind of reminds me of like episode X-Men where you meet a young Jean Grey and then she's just bombarded by people's thoughts. So kau dah baca berapa tengkuban dah?
Since our last meeting, I read another one, so I'm up to date to volume 7. That's like about 44 episodes or chapters. I can tell you this lah. I'm not copying out here, but I can't remember her having new skills. Although nanti kita cakap in the next episode, something happened that I think may point toward her additional skills on top of reading people's mind.
Okay.
Nanti kita borak pasal masa kita buat episode 4. But thus far she only reads mind. Also kena bear in mind also nanti kan as we get on, I think we'll get to see this in this season. If not this 12 episode, I think boleh kot ada. If you've seen the manga covers, there'll be a character with a aku tak benda macam ni. Aku tak tahu consider spoilerific ke tak, because spoilerific is macam aku kata Anya adalah anak saudara Lloyd in real life, that's spoilerific. But if there's going to be a new character that you have seen somewhat or hinted on, macam at the end of the endings credits, kita dah nampak dah muka cikgu dia, the classmates, kan?
Okay.
So tapi Tanya, I'm not going to say much. It'll be a while before we see a lot of things. Kind of season 2 territory even.
Wow.
Yeah, because this guy, Tetsuya Endo, from what I read about him, he's not written much. So far he's written single stories, and dia ada satu what they call one shots. The only other manga that he did was a story called Gekka Bijin back in 2010, and he is known to be very meticulous when devising plot. So macam orang cakap what's One Piece punya mangaka Oda kan, people said that he knows the ending for One Piece whatever years ago. He knows what's going to be happening, what's he's going to write in chapter 1000. If Endo is similar to Oda, he's probably got it all planned lah. So I can tell you by the time aku baca ni macam Anya will be just as bengap and cute as we have seen her. But there are other bits of the story that's going forward. So it's not like going to be episode 2 again for 12 episodes. It's not going to be that. You'll see a lot of stories.
Ya, aku perasan the progression in these 4 episodes kan, especially when we were bitching by the end of episode 2 yang there wasn't much going on. Dia macam ada macam nak cakap, dia macam sekali dia kasi info dump, like, nah, banyak benda kau kena belajar. And then like the next episode macam relax because you already got the info dump, and then you will get another info dump episode before you relax again. So I felt like maybe it was episode 4 and episode 6 felt like info dumps because tiba-tiba kau kat Eden Academy and then kau kena belajar like ada house ni. And then episode 6 was like dia balik ke dia punya headquarters and then belajar, oh ini adalah Stella, ini adalah Torino, ini adalah Imperial Scholar. Kau kena, aku macam wow. Dah lah aku tengah tengok at 1.5 speed. So to hear it all info dump at 1.5 speed, aku macam apalah. Ya, kenapa aku kena that kind of shit lah. So I like it lah. But is it like one studio gets all the info dump episodes and then the other studio doesn't, or macam every episode genap is info dump and then the other one is
I look at that as well. What I understood from what I've read, we have one director, we have one character designer. As what it is with having multiple studios in an anime project, ini aku bukan pala tahu buat sendiri, tapi it's all based on reading and watching other YouTubers who seem to know their stuff. So it looks it's scheduling. So orang tanya pasal anime ni ada 2 studio ataupun, I mean there are some instances where you have one project 2 studio buat sekaligus, like SPYxFAMILY, and you get sometimes anime yang banyak season tapi macam Attack on Titan for example, the first 3 season was done by WIT and then subsequently done by MAPPA. Because what happened was macam WIT, they are contracted to do the anime. It's not theirs. Yang buat scheduling ni is called a production committee. Ini aku baca dekat Twitter. This Twitter dia ni bukan pala tahu lah. Basically I kind of like translated what's on the screen cap of the first episode yang masa kereta jatuh tu kan. So under production ada 5 nama. And dalam 5 nama tu is the production committee. Basically, kalau studio tu is in the production committee, then more often than not, they will have, macam mana cakap? Diorang tak akan disuruh macam, kau buat cerita ni sampai aku nak kau siap by end of the year. I mean, they'll be more invested in it. They have money invested in it. So, and they will have time. So there'll be one in the production team. There was one person from Toho, Shueisha, which is Shonen Jump, TV Tokyo is where they are showing it on TV in Japan, and one from Cloverworks and one from WIT. So macam tak adalah macam asal tak siap kan dia macam tu. So they are more invested in it. So I think they will be seeing this anime episodes done quite well lah. Macam orang kata, apa pasal Ufotable buat Demon Slayer cantik sangat. Pasal Ufotable dia macam dia tak tamak, dia buat tu je. That's their pet project, passion project. They did one thing risky. They invested money in it, and they are a big member of the production committee. Hence that's why they can take 2 years to do season 2 to wait kan. So yeah, I hope that answered your question.
So it's quite fair that council tu macam ada one from WIT, one from Clover. So everybody is equally, hands on lah.
Yeah, aku membaca dulu macam Cloverworks, dia relatively new studio, tapi bila kau tengok baca betul-betul, Cloverworks ni asal dari studio A1 tau. A1 ni famous. A1 ni dia banyak macam division dekat this place. So one of their division called Koenji rebranded themselves as Cloverworks. So macam Darling in the Franxx, big shows lah. So and then we know they've done AOT. So basically kalau kau tengok dekat Twitter pun, bila kau tengok Gengar is basically dia punya keyframe animation yang lukis dengan pensel loh. Basically semua kertas diorang bawah tulis WIT Cloverworks. Dia tak ada macam kau buat episod 1, kau buat episod. biasalah dekat internet banyak suara yang dissenting or whatever, but I find that I think it's people yang I perasan yang seem to know their stuff, they say no, the animation is done by both, but you got different directors and storyboarders. That information you can see at the end of the credits. Not that I can speak in read Japanese a lot, but orang yang bubuh dekat Wikipedia, they're quite good. So at the end of episode 7, dia bagi tahu siapa director, siapa. Macam director ni pun dia bukannya affiliated to a studio, macam Bayang lah. Kan? If you are you know, if you are the Russo brothers, doesn't mean that you are always working for Marvel and
freelancers job for hire.
Yeah. I mean, they're in their own right. They're good directors, and yeah.
Nice. Jadi kita ada satu soalan daripada penonton at the end of this segment. I think Arif is asking, adakah Spy Family ini shonen? Because it's not really like a boy. Like, kita nak belajar bergaduh. You know. So, apakah pendapat para panelis?
Dia confirm bukan shonen lah, because the art style, the storyline, dia punya storytelling technique semua berbeza. You don't have a super tournament all the way to the top. You tak ada a super sports team. You do not have like the strongest man that you must beat, tak ada. And dia punya art style, you tengok semua is very soft compared to say Hokuto no Ken, Dragon Ball, semua macam petak lah, macam like.
So if you think about it kan, something like macam ni, Spy Family and then Ranking of Kings, is this like a whole new thing that is not shonen or shoujo? So Kudo, silakan.
I think what Shaz is describing is fighting shonen. Bukan cuma shonen gaduh, bukan cuma shonen Dragon Ball Z. Ada shonen romantic comedy macam Komi Does Not Communicate. This one is out on Shonen Jump Plus, which is the online version of Shonen Jump. So because kalau shoujo manga kan, betul-betul mata besar, cintan lain tau dia punya ni. I think shonen as such is a big umbrella term. Then you can also divide it into mature teens, younger teens, and then you have fighting, and then you have comedy, then you have high school, then you have slice of life. It still falls under shonen, because kalau in my opinion, as far as I've seen it lah, kalau shoujo ni dia cerita cinta biasa pun ada, cerita BL dia pun ada, which is yaoi, but I've never seen a yuri under shonen, if as far as I can remember, because all these other kalau bawah Shueisha lah. Because Komi Does Not Communicate is under shonen, it's under Shueisha. So yeah. So
I think kita dah terbiasa bila kita fikir shonen is only fighting.
Yeah, Gaduh, Naruto, Bleach. But yeah, like you, Chan is correct, because ada gaduh, tournament arc, tapi shonen gaduh lah, shonen hero lah.
I wouldn't say this is shonen because the characters doesn't take themselves seriously. Seriously, they all have, it's like they're having a good time doing their things. No one wants to be the best in the world, wants to be the strongest, or we have the greatest fighting techniques.
Fighting shonen though.
Yeah, but it feels like this is something different than shonen genre. It feels like something more. I can't actually describe it lah. Which is why it's so appealing to watchers from the domestic and non-domestic market for all these anime watchers lah. As far as shoujo when you mentioned it, I think the first one that I managed to watch on Malaysian TV was Maria Watches Over Us. Do you remember that? It's basically a bunch of Catholic schoolgirls having the hots for each other.
Dang.
Sounds like
And that was on NTV7?
And then there's also shoujo sort of fighting show, Ikito-sen.
Oh, Seluar Dalam anime.
It's more than Seluar Dalam. There's more there's for dalam.
This is the dude who wears underwear on the head.
There's more than that. There's raping. There's one person that actually got raped to death.
Oh,
Wow.
tu dah berlapar.
Okay.
Good times.
Good time. So dengan itu, on that note, berakhirlah segmen ini. Kita akan ke
18XX.
Ya, man. Itulah kan. Aku tak letak lamar ni because I thought we would be safe. Tapi nampaknya
Tak, sebab Wan tak ada.
Anri pun macam Wan juga. So, kita akan ke babak menarik kita yang kedua. Alright, jadi babak menarik kita yang kedua adalah tentang Mission 4, an interview at a prestigious school. Di mana The Forger Fam ke Eden Academy for the entrance interview. Eleganto! So, again, kita ada dua soalan. Soalan pertama untuk anime watchers. Apakah pendapat anda tentang the exacting standards di Eden Academy yang weed out families from the moment dia orang enter the schoolyard even cara berjalan pun tak cukup elegan, fuck off. Like, serta cara The Forger family bersedia untuk every setback. Even budak jatuh dalam longkang pun dia bersedia, haiwan ternakan mengamuk pun dia bersedia, sampai bawa 2 pasang pertukaran baju tu. So, kita mulakan dengan Anri. Silakan Anri.
Okay, it's obvious that all of these scenarios are over the top, but it goes to show that how ridiculous the amount of elitist values are being instilled at the academy. But I'm pretty sure Lloyd Forger, he was prepared for all this because he's a spy. He has like forward information on how shitty the filtering exams would be. So him being prepared for this is not actually that far off of idea. He's well prepared. That's one of his best spy traits. But it is a ridiculous plot, but it's well executed. So I'm gonna say, as far as the execution goes, this is actually a very good attempt by the studios.
Nice. Shaz, silakan Shaz.
There's a few things that we can look at this lah. First kali yang of course yang Anri mention, dia orang punya preparation tu was quite over the top in response to the level of elitism that they show ni. Mind you, this kind of elitism is not something fake. I pernah tengok a video kat Facebook, ex-butler ke siapa, protocol officer of Prince Charles. Dia cakap, kau makan sup kena macam ni. You kena cedok away. Itu I boleh terima. The reason, the next part dia cakap, kau tak boleh tunduk banyak sangat, nanti kau tengok macam anjing nak minum sup. Macam like, wow, this is like, it's that kind of the level of elitism at royal level. Kau bayangkan, if that is the level they are trying to approach here, then it does make sense lah. Yang animal breakout tu is actually something out of control. That was not part of the plan. Dia macam, hey, who let all the dogs out? Bukan kita. So they're like, there was an unexpected turnaround. But that particular scene was interesting because it showed something that Anya has. Dia ada empathy yang sangat tinggi. Not just that, dia akan macam, dia specific tau. This specific movement, dia akan dia akan raba kepala tau. Dia dengan lembu mengamuk tu sekali, and then sekali dengan yo macam like, oh, this is going to be a specific thing that is going to mean a lot for her later on. Mungkin tak tahulah, mungkin ada flashback ke apa ke masa dia kecil ke, her real mom used to do that, tapi sebab mungkin she's too young, dia tak ingat. But being an expert, natural or not, mungkin dia dah imprinted dalam memory dia kan. But yeah, the level of over preparedness tu macam melampau sangat lah. But it is sesuai dengan the anime, dengan the manga, because memang the whole story pun is meant to be over the top. Kalau tidak, susah you nak buat benda tu jadi lawak. Tiba-tiba keluar lembu mengamuk kan je. Mana dia actress lembu keluar orang semua lari tepiaran.
Tu lah kan. Memang drama time.
I just remembered that a lot of these livestock that they show in this particular episode, right, looks like animals that they draw for the Ranma episodes.
I think the alpha cow look like a rock star, man. It looked like a Kiss punya singa dengan cara dia punya.
I remember watching this DC comics. There was this bad cow. Ada macam something like that. Yeah, and then the way they're drawn, right, it's not very realistic. It's a bit cartoony. Some nice of the old Ranma episodes. So maybe it's just me being nostalgic because it's pretty outrageous, like a Ranma.
It could be done on purpose to also remind you that this is supposed to be a comedic moment. Jangan risau, you know. Like, don't worry, this is just supposed to be comedy.
Yeah, man. Kudo?
I just going to continue what Ishak was saying. Well, both of you were saying lah. Kalau kau tengok kan, it's also in the anime. Binatang yang keluar tu, arnab pun ada, ostrich ada, tupai pun ada, kambing biri-biri pun ada, semua ada lah, kuda semua. And yeah, you are right. The lead bull or cow had gene semen, basis of case. Dia punya patch kat mata dia sama. Just to add about the elitism of Eden, as somebody who's been university that's similar to that, this is a caricature, but you can be surprised how this caricature can be real in some places. Okay lah, probably tak lah dia buang orang macam tengok ibu bapa, putih ke apa, buang ke apa kan.
Selekeh, jalan selekeh.
I mean, I'm not going to mention a particular school in this country, nanti aku kena tembak up north. You know, there are but I can say it because my grandfather was the first head boy. So, but I'm not Murdoch Swan. I'm not going to be a dick about it and say aku cakap atuk aku kang. But ada sekolah macam tu, dia nak maintain dia punya status kan, di tempat-tempat where people care about what other people think. Obviously in the modern society we don't do that. But aku dulu, I have to admit, I'm a failure. I didn't get in. I applied to Cambridge. But the reason when they do it like that, so I was interviewed twice, just like that interview, which we will speak about later. It's because they want to teach people that they want to teach. If you get shortlisted, semua orang mendapat 3A untuk A-level. I mean, for example lah kan, because tempat diorang kan very small classrooms and they want to maintain a certain tradition. So in a way, it's elitist. Yes, true. I agree with you. I don't disagree lah. Tapi di mata diorang, dia nak maintain standard macam tu. Kau tengoklah the house master yang eleganto, how he's dressed. In one of the in manga, I don't think they'll animate it. At the end of this is a specific chapter just about him.
Wow.
Just about him. His daily life. Dari dia bangun tidur, pergi mandi, minum kopi, tulis surat. Memang this kan we were talking about, cerita ni zaman apa lah, 60s ke 70s. Kalau kau baca chapter tu, kau ingat cerita ni 1890 kot.
Tapi ada TV, tapi ada record player. Semua macam
tapi record player dia ni yang wind up gramophone.
Yeah, the classic one.
Tapi yalah, I mean, it's a caricature, but interestingly, I've seen it and it's like scary.
Chapter tu ada Anya tak?
Yang mana? Yang ada at the end of it, because dia, aku tak tahu, takut dia animate nanti korang kata Kudo ada spoiler.
Tak, because kalau Anya is following him around, like benda orang tua buat
ikut.
Orang
because
tua
dia
buat
macam macam Harry Henderson tu punya A Day in the Life of, dia macam at the end of it dia dah macam okay, time to go into class. Lepas tu dia buka tengok, Allah, dia tengok Anya ada macam okay, back to reality.
Because I think kalau Anya is following him around, giving a lot of reactions, they will animate. Tapi kalau just him alone, mungkin tak lah.
Ada. Tak tahu lah, mungkin they'll do it as a special one-off on a DVD when they finish the season. They might do that. Because siapa yang tengok siapa tengok My Dress Up Darling? Oh, Anri mesti dah tengok.
Anri ya.
Waifu.
Okay, I will tell you one thing. when the Blu-ray comes out, the box set, the video that Gojo was watching, yang masa atuk dia buka, oh my god, apa dia buat, apa dia tengok we will get that animated as an additional chapter.
Wow.
Kudo, I have been telling this on social media. The Japanese, they know what they're doing. Yeah. Sale confirm.
Sale confirm. And that brings us to the next question untuk manga reader Kudo. Pada pengetahuan anda, apakah posisi Housemaster Henry Henderson di Eden Academy sehinggakan dia berani menengking dan melempang Mr. Swan walaupun Swan ialah anak kepada bekas pengetua Eden Academy? I mean, he's the Housemaster, I understand. But he seemed pretty sure of himself when dia lempang Mr. Swan tu. So, silakan.
Okay lah, I kind of had to, I guess, because when you read the manga, you read it, you don't read it like kau nak baca exam kan, like tulis nota ke apa. So I had to wiki it a bit. Yeah, they're all housemasters, the 3 interviewers, the 3 teachers. Because sekolah macam ni dekat UK, when you are housemaster, kau cikgu yang jaga dorm. Macam warden lah, tapi dia tak panggil warden. Dia panggil housemaster. So dia ada housemaster, dia ada matron. Anyway, so macam si Harry Henderson, dia housemaster of a dorm, dia tak adalah macam head housemaster of all the houses. So each of them and he's a history teacher. Yang kurang ajar tu, Murdoch Swan tu, dia cikgu econ, housemaster house lain. Dan cikgu yang baik nama Walter Evans tu housemaster house lain juga, tapi dia cikgu English. I think kita tengok perwatakan Henry Henderson, he's a man of integrity. He doesn't give a monkeys whether kau anak ex-headmaster ke apa. I mean, he did say, kalau aku kena pecat kerja, you're getting it. And as you can see, the end result of it, it was implied. I couldn't find it anywhere because he was the homeroom teacher for Anya. Somebody of his stature jadi cikgu kelas tingkatan 1 is like probably a step downward.
Yeah, dia macam, I think they said it in episode 6. It's like he got penalized or Lloyd observer macam dia kena marah ni.
Katalah dia cikgu sejarah tingkatan 4, tingkatan 5, saling kau tadi engkau ajar tingkatan 1. It's kind of like but it's kind of implied lah from how you mention it.
Kau kena jaga 6-year-olds bro. That is the total humiliation.
Bukan tingkatan 1, darjah 1. Or in public school parlance, it's a prep school. That's what budak form 1 darjah 1 is, they call it prep school.
Yeah man, itulah. So yeah, I love the character. I really enjoyed him in this episode, and I look forward to learning more. Hopefully, we'll get to see that slice of life one day in the life of.
Can I say something about this whole the 3 housemasters? I've been saying that the show has given us a lot of small details that makes it to greater stories, but the writing and the story writing for this whole episode has been stellar. I mean, how often do you see a show, anime show, or even real life action show where they actually made a girl literally cry and it's felt very real? Mr. Swan ditanya, who do you love most? Your current mother or your old mother? Have you ever heard anyone ask that question in TV drama or movie yet? I can't recall.
It's an impolite question to ask actually.
It's an impolite question. Yeah, but it's not actually. I know it's very harsh, but it's not actually vulgar. It can pass off as a legit question, but a lot of people would take offense to it. But it wouldn't break any rules. So I appreciate that the writers are going the extra mile to play with our emotions and giving us all these stellar lines that a lot of writers choose not to use in their other stories. Seriously, I look forward to see how many ways these teachers, the enemies, can hurt Anya without actually hitting her. Giving her all these small lines and bites. And I think it's also a bit too early to hate Mr. Swan. For all we know, he could be the Mr. What do you call that? serious Snapes of this whole series.
Yeah, the Severus Snape. Yeah, betul.
I mean,
Maybe lah.
before he was asking the question, you could see he had a monologue in his head macam macam bagus lah kau ni kan. So he was being a dick. Put it that way lah. He was being a dick.
Even Lloyd Forger punya breakdown tu is like, oh, dia ni petty. The only reason he got promoted is because ayah dia is the great. Yeah. So such a wanker.
Mungkin he got a bad childhood. I don't know.
Yeah, but he did learn that this guy, right? The wife left him, probably cheated on him.
Yeah, asked for divorce.
Yes.
And asked for divorce.
Yes.
Took the daughter. So this sort of things could actually hurt a person and change them, from the nice guy to actually an asshole. So he may be a hair higher, but we haven't seen his side of tail yet. So maybe it's a bit too early. Maybe he can redeem himself, or maybe he doesn't. It doesn't make
I don't want
much
him
difference.
to redeem himself.
Wow. Do we see more of Mr. Swan up to like Tankobon number 7?
Tak ingat. So tak ada.
Okay. Alright, jadi seterusnya Arif mengatakan the mangaka is good in emphasizing that Anya is a child and grounded there. So all the angles are very child-centric. Kadang manga over mature characters beyond their age. Yeah. You get to see that. Like the only time aku rasa dalam interview ni when she was matured was when she was reading Lloyd Forger's brain. Dia makan gila tu. Lepas tu Eleganto budak ni matured gila. Macam makan situ makan gila tu.
Arif punya commentary ni is very very obvious kalau kita tengok in a lot of kebetulan shonen punya style show jugalah. One of the worst offender is the Gundam punya series. Macam like kau umur budak tak sampai 17 tahun 18 tahun dah going around killing people. It's like wait, that's not something that is supposed to be treated very easily, which is funnily enough Evangelion took it and it's like this is what a budak should be feeling bila dia bunuh something. Dia tak tahu apa benda pun dia bunuh, but it's like to take life of something is not easy lah.
Definitely.
Especially when you're at that age kan.
Yeah.
So I think yes, it's a very good comment lah. That part of her charm is that dia ni masih budak. Panggil bapak cici kan. Like cici don't mind, tapi bijak tai. Papa sorry saya bijak tai.
Chad, you've watched Gundam Iron-Blooded Orphans.
Iron-Blooded Orphans. Yeah.
They're all kids. They're all kids and they are doing things that people wouldn't expect kids to do and they die horribly.
I know, man. I know.
I listened to this song. Aku tak ingat kat mana. What reset, reboot. I forgot. Then I realized it was an intro song. So I looked up what the anime was. I was like, it's a whole bunch of budak-budak trapped on an island. They pilot the mecha and then they cannot escape until they have finished piloting the mecha to the end of its purpose. Tapi every time
Nama anime tu Bokurano. I've not watched it, but everybody dies or some shit like that.
Yeah. Because aku tak tengok, but I saw just the implication is like the moment you dah habis piloting the mecha, you die or something like that. So it's like, wait, do you go first or do you live with the guilt, the survivor's guilt?
Yeah.
Like, so yeah. The kadang-kadang Japanese artists like to make people terlampau mature beyond age. I actually watched halfway. I think about like 10 episode kot. After I got bored. Because why? Because it was not as flashy as Gundam 00. Itu je.
Yeah.
The story was good, tapi I got tired of watching it. So
alright, so kita ada satu soalan daripada penonton di rumah daripada kategori The Great yang bertanya. So, yang penolong kanan tu, I guess he's talking about Mr. Swan, dia jahat ke atau terlampau disiplin? Aku rasa dia petty. Dia anak kepada bekas pengetua and then dia dapat role dia sebagai house master pun pasal ayah dia adalah pengetua, ex pengetua. So, sometimes in life you just find these people yang stop
Old boy.
Dia tak boleh happy. Dia tak boleh happy kalau dia tak tengok orang lain sengsara. Those kind of people just fucked up, man. But over by the time your age is 40 or 50, you will meet some of these wankers lah. So macam tu lah. What to do?
Tapi I'm actually hoping that he has a justification or backstory that sebab dia anak pengetua dulu masa kat sekolah tu dia selalu kena bully. So he grew bitter about it, blah 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 blah. Kena pula bini yang arrange marriage dia, whatever, blah pula dengan ex school jock. Macam like, mana member tak frust kan? The one thing he had going in his life, tiba-tiba blah. I don't know, it'll be fun lah. But he's the type of character that jangan rasa bersalah untuk kita benci, sebab memang dia ada muka dan perangai untuk ditumpuk.
I on the other hand just was interested to see how hot is the wife that left him. I want to see the whole NTR plot, the Netorare stuff.
So kita boleh tanya Kudo, are we gonna know more about Mr. Swan ke is Mr. Swan just like a throwaway character?
As I said, I can't remember. So I got a feeling that dia macam tak penting because dia ajar economics kan. Budak-budak 6 tahun dia belajar economics tu.
Betul. Alright. I think kind of reminds me of Candice from episode pertama. Like, apa kau benci sangat your? And then like, okay, throw away. Sekarang like 6 episode later like, tak ada makna, you know. Itulah. Alright, so wow, Wan tengah bersyarah dia mengatakan Gundam 00 Islamic or Christian spiritual symbolism subtlety. Okay. Caking tu dah bina. Kemudian dia kata Gundam IBO Game of Thrones Gundam.
Just untuk makluman, kadang-kadang Japanese people they just like put the symbolism for no reason other than wow. Tak ada function pun. The Trinity, the all the symbolism kan, when you look into the entire story writing, it serves no purpose.
Yeah,
it totally does not impact the flow. Macam like, because of the power of these 3 mecha, then kita boleh fulfill this super big Hadoken besar. Tak ada. It's just dia punya naming scheme and dia punya symbolism. It's just fun lah. They like to research this kind of thing.
Yeah. Alright guys, so dengan itu berakhir. Why are all the endings so heavy, man? Tadi was about rape, now it's about symbolism. I'm like, holy shit, man. Heavy shit. So dengan itu berakhirlah segmen ini dan kita akan ke babak dari kita yang ketiga. Alright, babak menarik kita yang ketiga adalah tentang Mission 5, Pass or Fail, di mana The Forger Fam mengetahui result daripada entrance interview mereka di Eden Academy. #waiting list. This episode felt kind of like a filler episode, but I was happy to learn more about the Westalis punya organisation. So, yes, soalan pertama untuk semua anime watchers, apakah pendapat anda tentang excursion ataupun outing celebration Forger Fam ke Newton Castle sebagai hadiah Anya berjaya masuk ke Eden Academy? Serta Lord Forger menggunakan Westerly Spy Agency bagaikan his own personal plaything. I mean, mentang-mentang lah dia number 1 spy in Westerly kan. Dia macam, I need some villains, I need this castle. Macam selama gila sial. So kita mulakan dengan Anri. Silakan Anri.
It goes to show how important Operation Strix is for the whole organization. They literally feel that this is the thing that would determine the fate of the world now. So there is no such thing as a budget for them. So if Twilight wants to burn the country and build a parkway or a new Disneyland, they'll do it because the other option is for the mission to fail and they all go into war. But I have to say, as ridiculous as the episode is, I quite enjoy it. Especially at the end there, where Yo became the king of fighters character. She became Kagura Chizuru. She literally became Kagura Chizuru, and hit Yo with hit Lloyd with the 1008 Yata strikes with a finisher, whatever you call it.
That was better.
Yeah, and how ridiculous strong is Lloyd Forger is. Seriously, I mean, he's like Batman. No, I'm not shitting. He's like Batman.
Man.
From the Brave and the Bold episodes now.
It's
He doesn't get hit.
With less gadgets now. With less gadgets.
His only gadget is a belt. Masa dia apa? Ikut apa kat tali tu. He slide down or something like that. And that's about it. And I have to say on episode 6, 5 and 4, it's basically all episodes kan that make your punya saham naik tau. More we see your, the more we like her. And this is the coolest we've seen. She almost killed Lloyd kalau dia tak mabuk. And
Kalau bukan pasal dia mabuk.
and if she's wearing better shoes. Seriously. Yeah.
Shaz?
Dia tumbuk ke tendang Lloyd?
It was both. It was a mixture of like kicks and punches.
Tak ada that one hit dan dia kena rebuk.
Tu kaki.
Oh,
There was a
wait.
There was a kick, yeah.
Yeah kan, it was a kick kan. Because dia punya high heel into that. I think this particular episode is aku nak petik Jamal tapi aku takut aku salah petik point dia. Dia tak beritahu kita, dia tunjuk kita. So it's like instead of telling us like this is a good spy nah. This is what makes him a good spy. The entire operations punya base pun cakap boss dia nak ni. Benda ni. Okay, so like what's the problem? Dia tak kasi bajet pun tau. Dia tanya like, so what's the problem? Get it done lah kan? Okay. So they get it, all the resources datang, kapten terbang pun dah standby kat situ. He can pilot a plane. Before we forget, dia sendiri pilot plane tu So it's like this guy is like super spy lah. And when he is put in the combat punya situation, dia memang you nampak lah dia punya resourcefulness. Dengan belt dia boleh slide down, dengan gun pun dia boleh improvise shooting and everything. So they really show you how good he is as a spy punya archetype. And the support characters memang you boleh nampak lah. Secara tak langsung dia introduce dia punya support character kat belakang tu. There's a whole network of spy support dengan dia punya handler. Siap kena maki kan, like apa benda kau punya budget mahal betul ni kan. Satu panel kau sewa mengarut betul. But anyway, another point kat sini, to me lah, which is the actual key plot dalam all the comedy, all the wow moments kan, is the moment when Lloyd kena tendang dengan Yor. Because to get that requires, satu, you have enough force, and kedua, kalau ini I belajar daripada apa ni, YouTube sebenarnya. Kalau pisau ni kita selalu nampak senang kan nak use in combat and everything, tapi to get the actual good cut you have to get that line tau. They call it edge alignment. So kalau your alignment lari, potongan tu tak jadi bagus. It might even just slash off. So for you to use something which is macam high heel to hit here and then slash, dia punya level of control despite being mabuk is ridiculous. That was the key plot point that was probably lah to me that got Lloyd thinking, most likely say ini this is not a normal person ni. I don't think, she's not supposed, who is this person, how can she fight so well to the point boleh slash kat sini tau. That is a very key point lah. So hopefully one day they will both discover each other who they are.
Yeah, that brings us to the next question. But before we go there, I think my favourite your moment dalam episode ni was the one yang dia masa Henry Henderson cakap you are on the waiting list. Lepas tu dia macam, aku kena bunuh bapa orang ke, secretary sikit good. Makan gila dia macam, tak apa, aku rela tapi aku tak boleh. Macam
tak boleh, dia tak bersalah.
Dah lah nama secretary scapegoat. Macam bodoh.
you know what's the funniest part? She's actually right. If she did kill that innocent guy, right, there will be an opening, which is true. And because Anya's number one on the waiting list, right, automatically masuk.
She was already thinking it, man. Kudo, anything you want to add before we go to the next question?
Your next question is about you, kan? Tapi I've got something to add. I got a short reaksi satu ayat for this episode, which is a continuation of my overarching reaksi that the studio knew what it's doing. You'll be surprised to know, among the manga readers, they go like, apa kejadah episode ni? In a good way. You know the fight scene, the complex fight scene in the castle? 8 page, 8 muka surat.
Wow.
Okay. Before kita pergi to how Twilight incurred so much of a bill to Wise nak bayar castle semua. Yang buat dia semua Frankie. Dia tak nak buat apa. Dia yang kata kat Lloyd, tengok anak kau nangis. Kau tak nak bagi ke dia? Kau tahu tak castle tu free sekarang. Castle ni di luar jurisdiction kerajaan. Kau buat apa-apa orang tak tahu pun. Frankie memang kurang ajar. Frankie yang buat. So this episode is almost an anime original episode because in the manga, diorang pergi terus di castle, tak tunjuk how they get there. So they didn't fly a plane. When they got to the castle, it was just an empty castle, and then they go like, Anya kata, alah kosong, you nak rescue apa? So lepas tu Frankie tulis, panggil all the agents, then they came from the sea semua. But in the manga, the castle wasn't what you call it, amusement park. It's a castle. And the bit where Anya nak kena rescue tu, they just overturn a table. Anya duduk belakang, help me Lloyd man. Tu je. Lepas tu you tendang dia, jatuh, mabuk, and that's it. So this episode memang embellish gila dengan nerf gun, dengan pusing tangga, dengan berbagai-bagai benda. I mean the context of all the other agents like macam jadi fanboy, fangirling over Twilight being, aku nak dapat autograph dia boleh tak? You know, it was in the manga. It was in the manga, but the studio did well to embellish that episode without effing it up. And I can see why people, like you were saying, commenting, I was very interested to hear, macam filler episode. It's not, because it is the story, but they did mess around with it in a good way.
Nice. I didn't even realize. So yeah, it's cool to know
nothing at all. 8 page je.
They made it way more awesome, man. Way more awesome.
Some anime bila dia orang extend pages kan, it loses the original feel. Contoh kan, Yu Yu Hakusho, there was one particular scene. Ada this villain, blah 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 blah. Dia dah bawa keluar pedang kan. You know, dia tak keluar pedang pun. Dia macam like, it's like ready to fight kan. Kau turn over the next page, member tu dah kena kerat 8. Lepas tu bukan je 8, dia pecah lagi tu. Like, So that was literally the next page tau. Kau flip buka the next page, member dah kena kerat 8. In the anime, I think they spend 15 minutes fighting. So
yeah, I think that's the difference between the medium. The page turn the shock best dalam manga, tapi kalau dalam anime you have to show it lah kan.
I know, but that's the thing. It reduces the perception of how good he is. Dia macam, it took him so long to fight this sampah villain, when in the comic was just literally he's gone. Dah rambling banyak kan, monolog apa dia punya bla 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 bla. You know, you cannot beat me, you know. Cak ludah on dia punya apa villain colleague dia. Sekali mati macam tu je. So that was an extension of the scene, but it detracts from the original message tau, of how good he was. Another one yang kita selalu boleh nampak is Dragon Ball lah. That one you guys can watch yourself lah. Satu episod saja dia punya
bukan 5 episod ke Syaf?
Itu after dia ambil nafas. The first nafas tu satu episod.
Wow. Gila tu, gila.
Sorry Dragon Ball fan, jangan datang rumah aku.
Aku suka Dragon Ball. It's just that kadang-kadang when you see that scene macam
talking about fans outside this.
Oh, Shazli, you like Dragon Ball? Even GT,
Oh no, GT does not exist for me. Sorry.
Come on, man. It has the best opening song ever.
No. Aku tengok Super but not GT.
Alright, so soalan terakhir untuk segmen ni adalah untuk Kudo. Pada pengetahuan anda, berapa lamakah sebelum, okay, I don't know if Shaz wants to hear this or not.
Oh, I'm going to mute this now. Sorry.
Okay, sebelum Lloyd Forger suspects bahawa your Forger is not just a normal civil servant, but secretly an Austinian assassin. Silakan.
Okay. As true, I don't like to go into spoiler territory, but tapi kalau aku bagi nama organisation, personally it's of no consequence in the sense that ini bukan macam dia sebenarnya kerja untuk Westalis ke apa. Nothing to do with that. It's just a name. But we know the name of the, well, not handler, called the shopkeeper kan, episode 1. The shopkeeper called her and she got a mission. We will not be introduced to the shopkeeper, and funnily enough, aku baru baca tadi chapter 44.
Jauhnya.
Okay, itu tahu siapa your kerja for. Let alone this is turning into Mr. and Mr. Smith. So we only know who, and it all started because Frankie was saying, aku nak bagi kau information ni tapi aku punya informant dah tak ada. Betul Lloyd tanya, dia pindah department ke? Tak, dia kena bunuh dengan this group. So I'll not say anymore. This group is Austinian, but they are, from what I see, they look like Black Ops.
Wow.
Dia bukan kerajaan Kementerian Dalam Negeri. Entah Kementerian Dalam Negeri pun tak tahu siapa dia orang.
Oh, ni macam shadow macam shadow government ataupun shadow.
Funnily enough, when they introduced these characters and the name of the organisation, they drew silhouettes macam kan Imperial Scholar dia draw silhouette kan. Dia draw macam tu. And seorang tu macam
Sialah.
Betul dia orang kata, jaga sikit. Dia orang terror sial. Satu orang tu itu dia bunuh the whole battalion, but a bunch of soldiers just like that. So but we know that. So it's not spoiler. We've seen that. We've seen how you can kill people. Kan? Dalam bilik. Masa dia imagine nak bunuh the parent of the yang minister scapegoat tu kan. Dalam imagination dalam manga, dia pergi to a party macam dekat Castle Newton tu. A lot of orang minister semua, she killed everyone, including and then dia kata, sorry, I need to kill you because I want my daughter to go into Eden. Dalam anime dia bunuh dia seorang je kan, dalam imagination lah. I think we know that she's an able assassin, but I think I remembered a couple of bedah. Somebody said, she's working for City Hall. No, she ain't. City Hall. Dia tak kerja di BKL, bye. Dia kerja Pascal kot.
Yeah, man. It sounds like dia kerja Pascal. By the way, for proper context, by episode 6 dah berapa chapter of the
episode 6? Episode 6 2 chapter. 7-8.
Oh, so maksudnya kalau dia chapter 44, it's not even going to be in season 2 lah.
No.
Jauh.
It'll be in season. Okay, as we said, season 1 2 core. So bulan 10 nanti the other 12 episode after. Well, I don't know whether it's 13 first, 12 later, or the other way around. But even kita susah sikit lah nak anticipate yang mana 2 chapter, yang mana 1. So susah nak anticipate. In fact, because macam yang Castle tu kan, it's so short, and then dia boleh isikan 1 episode. So you go like, and episode 6 aku rasa, dia muat 2 episode because are we talking about episode 5 still? Okay.
Yeah, we're still on episode 5.
Yeah. So episode 6 was a surprise. That was 2 chapters.
Nice. So pacing dia,
Tak,
So,
tapi pacing dia okay. Pacing okay. Tak rush. It
kalau
wasn't
kita
rush at
ada
all.
23 episod. 23.
So susah nak agak. Tapi kalau kau tengok, kalau kau baca the chapters, kau mungkin boleh macam storytelling lah. Kau macam tak smart lah kalau habis macam ni kan. So
Tergantung.
aku rasa kau boleh agak volume 5 at the end of it kot. Baru habis end of this year. Tengok macam mana.
Yeah. So most likely we get to see chapter 44 ataupun mission 44 in season 2. So,
I just want to add the reason why we're talking about episodes and pacing now is because how good this series is now. I mean, it's not like we have some problems how the show is being presented, the speed of it. No, it's just that we're eager to see the next episode. We're going to see more. I wish there were 2 episodes per week, but we're getting it 1, which is a lot better than what Netflix is doing for JoJo lah.
Netflix.
They killed it. But I also want to mention that if at this point kat episode 5 kan, Lloyd doesn't catch wind of how good Yor is as a fighter assassin, right? I'm pretty sure that the time when he does realize that Yor is a assassin working for this shadow operation kan, is going to be at the end of the series tau, because there's no way they're going to drag this thing out this long unless it's going to be some sort of long-term running gag for the show.
Well, I feel like the moment that he realizes, it adds another layer to the story.
I'm pretty sure that once he found out who Yor is, I'm pretty sure the whole family kan is the whole dynamics kan is thrown out the window. They have nothing left. There's no trust, and probably Yor at the point, so Anya is not really your daughter. Everything comes falling down, and then they had to make a decision whether to kill each other or
I feel something happens where like maybe they fall in love or like dengan jimat and then complication happens. You need to add another layer, you see, because the will they won't they can only work for like maybe 40 chapters, but then after that something needs to happen and then you add another layer. But that's just me being a viewer lah. That's my point of view lah.
But Nick, you've hit the nail on the head with layering. Cerita ni banyak layering. Pasal apa? Ni episod 2 episod. Kita tak jumpa somebody that we've been talking about ever since episode 2.
The brother. Yours brother. Yeah.
The brother.
Dia best. Nantilah kita cakap pasal dia, tapi dia best. Lepas tu ada karakter lain lagi. Lepas tu ada karakter lain lagi. Because pasal rasa lama dalam episod. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Sekarang kita tengok ni baru episod 2. Chapter 2, volume 2. By the time habis season ni, kalau habis chapter volume 5, banyak benda dia nak cerita tau. Aku rasa penting. So they're not dragging it for fun. There is a reason why.
That's why I was saying there was ebb and flow. Dia macam you get some info dump, then you get a breather episode, and then you get another info dump, and then you get, so dia macam nicely paced.
Because there's so many other things we need to find out. Siapa Anya? Kan, we still do not know what that is, and we do not know what that is by the time I was reading volume 7.
Wow.
Tapi tak bosan, sumpah. I'm not saying it because aku fanboy. Aku sumpah baca tak bosan, because each of the additional characters ada dimension dia, ada layering dia. It impinges on them as a family.
I just hope that this mangaka doesn't go the way of George R.R. Martin lah, where when you build a house of cards, kita ada 10 family, kau kena kenal semua, anak sulung, anak bongsu, semua father, and then sampai season 8 kau macam fuck cibai apa punya ending.
I hope not. You're right lah.
Yeah.
Also, I hope the mangaka doesn't end up like the mangaka for High School of the Dead and actually dies before finishing his work. That will be a great tragedy.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Yeah. A lot of mangakas. Yeah.
Tak boleh buat apa lah.
Yeah, what to do? But there's a lot of mangakas facing health problems nowadays. It's quite worrying.
Yeah. Macam Hunter lah, apalah semua.
Oh,
Hunter
hiatus.
masa macam give up bro.
Hmm.
The fella just give up on writing the story anymore.
Yeah, I don't think
Or Berserk mati macam tu aja.
Yep.
Sedih tu.
Berserk, one of the greatest works in anime that influenced even the Western works.
Yeah, it's like he gave his life for that.
For the
thing. And it's unfinished. It's like betul lah. Alright guys, so dengan itu berakhirlah segmen ini. I think that's all the questions, right? Yeah. Dan kita akan ke babak terakhir kita malam ini. Alright, babak menarik kita yang terakhir adalah tentang Mission 6, The Friendship Scheme. I really love this episode because this was the next info dump that we got. It's like di mana Anya bersedia untuk ke Eden Academy dan Lloyd Forger mempelajari tentang Operation Strix Phase 2 dari Parents Reception lah, Imperial Scholars lah, Stellas lah, and Tonitos. Aku macam wow, banyaknya info dump. I love this world building. So kita ada dua soalan. Soalan pertama untuk anime watchers, apakah pendapat anda tentang hari pertama Anya di Eden Academy serta cliques starting to form di mana Damien Desmond, anak kepada the target, membenci Anya and then Becky menjadi her protector. I mean baru day one kau dah kena satu Tonito. I mean for standing up for yourself lah, but then kau dah kena satu Tonito. So kita mulakan dengan Anri, silakan.
Day one went as I expected from the child genius. Memang dah agak dah she'll do something stupid and she doesn't disappoint. And I think it's obvious that Damien is going to be her love interest in the future going on, because think about it, Damien always have people fawn over him. This is like the first time someone actually did something to him that he wasn't expected, so she left a lasting impression on him. So for all those Damien Anya shippers, all engines are go now lah. But the first half was basically some Anya and Yor build up story. It was sweet. It shows how sincere Yor is trying to be Anya's mother. I think that's very heartwarming lah. Not enough shows tries to flesh out the family dynamics like this story. And then the other half we have the whole school thing, which is basically comedy goldmine. We have Becky Blackwell, that's her name.
Black Belt.
Yeah, Black Belt. Yeah, I'm pretty sure she's going to give a lot of comedic ammo. The whole going on. And we'll be introduced with Lois Handler, Miss Sherwood, basically the number one MILF in the show. Yours not MILF yet. She hasn't given birth to anyone yet, so Sherwood's more towards the MILF, category because she had bigger proportions. Maybe she's a divorcee. I'm just speculating. So
biarkan.
Yeah, so that's my take on it. And how cool was it, and for them to introduce this system of the Torinos and the Stellas. Yeah,
Stellas and Tonitos.
Stellas and Tonitos. That's what was Torinos. You need to gain 10 before you either get promoted to the elite or get kicked out.
8.
8. Okay. Not 10, 8. Who's counting?
She's at -1 now. She's at -1. So it's
no. She's 1. One
Tonito's ball. Yeah.
One Tonito.
Yeah.
Do they negate each other? The Tonito and the if she gets the Stella, does it negate her Tonito or how does it work?
How does it work?
Tak sure.
Okay. But it'll be fun to see her wins and losses, getting all these awards. I think that's going to be the main drive for the story going on. So I hope we'll see more of this lah later on.
Nice.
Yeah.
Shaz, your thought about your trying to be a better mother, tapi akhirnya lempang orang juga, lepas tu kena ajar anak dia macam nak lempang orang. You know, that shopping, like tunjuk baju kat semua orang, lepas tu ada orang, kita nak kidnap ni, I want some pocket money. So silakan.
I think it's interesting because her entire career revolves around, you know, assassination and whatnot. And here she is trying to be, you know, a normal person. Lepas tu kau punya mak pula nak culik anak aku kan. Macam like, memang silap lah. Pecah lah dia punya fruit depan muka kau tu kan. I think it's, nak kata macam mana it's a good contrast between who she is and who she wants to be. And the fact that she's ill-equipped to be a mother, but she is trying. So it's quite good lah. Last macam dia cakap lah, what can I teach my daughter? Lawan je lah. Kita lawan je lah. But I like that she gave lessons to Anya juga. Kau cuma guna only for self-defense. Lepas tu dia macam aku lupa pak aku je advice. Ni like, and then kalau you dah tersilap, say you're defending somebody.
Aku suka advice dia yang senyum tu. Lepas tu dia punya senyum tu gila fake tu. And then Damien macam, kenapa dia senyum?
Itu bukan smug, itu smug. Smug of the season.
Smug, yes. Dia ada somebody, one of the reaction yang Anya buat in that episode tu kan, in that particular scene tu, muka dia sama macam My Hero Academia, mamat yang rambut purple tu. Apa nama dia?
Grape,
Mr. Grape. Aku tak ingat nama dia.
Yeah.
Yang pervert tu.
Yes.
Pervert, yes. Bukan sebiji.
Shit.
Budak My Hero Academia yang discover macam like, kenapa muka dia sama like. But it was hilarious lah because the film tu macam, tapi aku tak boleh buat muka dia because it's so manga-ish. But yeah, dia punya smile tu, that smile and her reaction towards Damien will actually make Damien a better person in my opinion. Sebab dia akan macam like, budak ni kan, kenapa dia tak nak dengan cakap aku So dia akan macam like, okay, bagi dia terkejut, kita akan jadi budak baik. Last dia realise that all this time dia menagih kasih. Kalau kita remember the scene, waktu photograph scene tu, dia seorang. At first aku tak dapat, but someone highlighted that portion, dia tak ada, parents dia tak ada kat situ.
Yeah, I think Lloyd also mentioned the parents didn't come today. Yeah.
Kan, I mean, we know that dia tak datang for the reception, but even for the photograph session pun tak datang. So he's always probably had an army of butlers and maids, you know. Sampai dia cakap, kenapa dia tak panggil aku mister? So dia dah biasa tau. Kat rumah dia, it's like sama, you know, or son or whatever, kena panggil dia dengan honorifics.
It kind of reminds me of like Flash Thompson dalam Spider-Man. Dia macam, dia lansi gila, tapi sebenarnya mak dia tak datang ambil dia pun daripada airport atau something. Dia sedih gila.
Itu lah. So it's going to be nice lah watching the Damien and Anya punya reaction to see how these budak-budak interact. It's something that we never got a chance to go through, an elitist punya style school. So it'll be interesting lah.
Soalan bonus untuk Kudo. The episode is called The Friendship Scheme, but everything turns to dust. Dia punya plan B is like, maybe diorang boleh berkawan, lepas tu boleh pergi rumah, and then I will infiltrate.
Apa bak kata ni apa? Manusia hanya boleh merancang. Just a quick this is a cosplayer from China.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Very popular.
Kau tengok budak tu dia boleh buat muka sial mata. and then actually the internet kind of blew up a bit after the episode because people were saying the meme picture is finally animated. Yang because muka dia yang mata macam tu dah lama keluar dekat internet kan. Orang macam yang tak pernah tengok anime. Bila nah kau. Sorry.
Mineta, yes.
Mineta, that's it. Yeah. Yes. Sorry, Nick. Your question for me regarding this was?
Like I mean, the title of the episode was the friendship scheme, but like nothing goes to plan.
Yeah lah, nothing goes to plan because Lloyd can only plan, but obviously things happen the other way around lah. Just a slight because it's called Tonito in Japanese, and Netflix just basically changed it to Tonito. In the manga and in other, kalau tengok kat Crunchyroll ke apa, the subtitles use Tonitrus Bolt. Tonitrus is Latin for thunder. Tonito is Stella lah. Stella is star kan.
So basically this is bastardized Japanese of English language.
Yeah, kind of. Biasalah. Macam family
Eleganto.
Yes. Tak apalah, either way, because depends lah mana kau tengok kan. But yes, she got one Tonitrus Bolt or one Tonito. She was supposed to get 3.
Yeah.
Because atas belas kasihan, atas what you call it, the judgment of Mr. Henderson, she felt that she did it because she was protecting Becky kan. So that was honourable, blah blah blah. Otherwise dia belas 3 lah. So she got the 1. And I think I'll just seg in a bit lah. Kau tak tanya lagi kot.
Soalan untuk kau adalah to your knowledge, I don't know if Shaz wants to listen or not. Adakah or is it possible for Anya to even become an imperial scholar?
Put it this way lah. By the time I've read she's not wearing a cape yet. But the possibility of her getting stellar stars, put it this way, that she can. Pasal you don't have to just belajar je to get it. So
they were saying that service to community also helps. Yeah.
So she might, I don't know, help a poor woman walk across the street girl. So I won't say anymore.
Okay.
But
I like.
Just a little trivia for any fans of voice actresses ke apa. All the new characters, the Damien, his two orang dia punya sidekicks dia and the Becky. Yeah, they're all women. All the voice actors are women. I mean, Naruto is a girl. Luffy is a girl. I mean, a woman. So it's nothing new. But the Becky Black Belt, siapa yang tengok Maid Dragon punya anime, she plays a character called. She's also in Monogatari. She played a character called Riko Saikawa. I mean, siapa yang the girl who fancies Kana,
yeah.
Kana punya girlfriend yang go. That's Becky.
Oh shit, there's going to be Yuri here.
Oh no, takut loli je lah. So Anri, behave yourself.
I'm not into loli.
You're into MILF.
Oh, safe.
So back to the question of whether we'll see it. We'll see something happen lah. But she's not going to be fully. I mean, she's only in darjah 6 kot. Tapi darjah 1 kot. So
yeah.
But tu lah, as you said lah, risau lah juga. I hope it's not going to stretch for 75 chapters. I mean volumes. So nak bagaimana cerita ni kalau so let's hope lah pacing dia okay.
Itulah, it starts out simple lah. Episode 1, it's like okay, kau dah habis kau punya mission, now Operation Strix, infiltrate the school, find a family, and then get to this Desmond guy. Tiba-tiba sekarang ada phase 2 pula. Kau dah masuk sekolah, but by the way, this is a scoring system. Aku macam cibai. Bukan senang lah sial.
Tapi best lah. I mean her classmates are all like treasure trove of information for Lloyd. Kan dia excited gila. Dia kata, "Ui, bapak Becky tu CEO of an arms corporation. Oh, mamat anak tu
Minister.
anak whatever, minister lah apalah." So macam dia yang over excited. You pula salah faham. Oh, seronok ada jadi bapak.
That was kelakar indeed.
But honestly speaking, right, I think for Anya to become imperial scholar, right, I think it's not that hard because we've seen in Harry Potter, right, the headmaster was giving Harry all these favors,
Pointers.
or special points for Gryffindor. They probably Lloyd will try to attempt something to orchestrate situations where Anya becomes like popular doing charity work. Maybe she get 2-3 stellas just easily like that from the punya mechanizations.
I think the main question untuk aku lah is like how are further episodes gonna go, because ni misi Lloyd Forger, tapi the arbiter of it is anak perempuan dia. So how is Lloyd gonna conveniently be at the school when a plot twist comes up, and then aku tak boleh brain.
Okay, the only thing is, okay, this was introduced in the beginning of chapter 6, right? When the handler briefed him on phase 2 kan?
Yeah.
Yang Desmond Donovan only appears at parents' functions of Imperial Scholars sahaja.
Yeah.
So, aku rasa pasal yang menyebabkan pasal I'll add one more thing lah. Korang tanya pasal Yor kan? Even bab 2 pun belum lagi by volume 7.
Wow.
Ada bau-bau. Tapi ada sebabnya. Tapi aku harap begitulah. Tapi jangan lepas 2 volume habis cerita, tak tahulah. Takkan lah, because aku tahu yang in Japanese volume 9 sekarang keluar.
Ya. Volume 9 dah keluar.
So kalau yang bahasa Inggeris, oh by the way, I have Shonen Jump on the phone, and aku rasa Shueisha dia translate laju juga kan? Chapter 63 dia. Aku tak baca lagi lah. So tak tahulah whether that's because yang print episode volume 8 ke volume 9 nanti keluar bulan 9 nanti tahun 2022. So berbalik kepada Desmond Donovan, you have to bear in mind, because it is the clue is also in this episode kan, she punch him and dia kata habis plan aku nak pergi rumah dia.
Yes.
Kan? So that goes to show he has to figure out apa cara lain kita boleh jumpa Desmond Donovan kalau tak pergi rumah dia ke. Kita tak tahu lagi perangai Desmond ni macam mana. Perangai budak ni macam mana. Oh, nice one Anri for pointing something out about the ship between them both. But you'll be surprised lah where it'll go after this. Yeah, there's something happening. But you go like bloody hell. Anyway, yeah, so
But I think by the end of this episode, at least Desmond will know of Anya's existence. Pasal anak dia kena pukul, Tonito dah dapat, and then the report will go to the other parent as well. So tu yang Lloyd macam
Shaz nak tutup telinga jap. Shaz. Dah tutup dah? Dah tutup? Okay.
Dah.
Nick.
Jap.
Ni betul.
Okay.
Nick. Episod 44 baru dia kata, aku dengar daripada orang gaji aku, anak aku kena tumbuk.
Lama je. That is season 2 though. That is season 2 ya. Okay. What to do, man?
But
alright.
That's a lot of things lah in this review.
It's gonna be interesting lah. Yeah. Alright, so kita ada 3 soalan daripada penonton di rumah. Pertama, kategori The Great bertanya, jadi sistem butang tu macam mana ya? Butang bintang dan butang kilat. So butang bintang tu dikenali sebagai Stellas, manakala butang kilat tu Tonito. So butang bintang tu is a plus, butang Tonito tu is a demerit ataupun minus. Kemudian Arif menteorikan bahawa it is cumulative, so there is no negation. So bila kau dah kena satu Tonito, but it's a theory lah, you know, it's a theory lah. So
I can PM tepi lah kalau if I find it.
Pasal dia kata at the end of this episode ada tally that currently Anya Forger -1, 7 more to go, something like that. Aku pun perasan sekali mas. Tapi at 1.5 speed it was pretty hard to read. So
Just an interesting point to show. In the manga kan, Damien Desmond wasn't in the photograph at all. It's only the anime. It's only the anime. Aku tengok lah frame by exact frame kan, macam sebiji lah juga dia copy 90% of it, but Damien dia tak lukis dalam manga lah.
Dang. Alright, soalan terakhir untuk malam ini daripada Syabil Syakir yang bertanya, pada pendapat panelis, korang rasa apakah main reason that makes Spy Family special and becomes overhyped selain daripada Anya? So kita mulakan dengan Anri.
I think it's because that the creators of this show, right, do not take themselves seriously. They just make a fun show with a simple plot, and they execute it as best as they can without trying to have any lasting serious tones to it. It's just a fun show. You watch it, you see it, you laugh about it, and you like it. You talk about it afterwards. It doesn't leave you like something. Did he do that? Wow, so cool. He has this power. None of those. He's just like it's so cute. The father loves the daughter. That's so sweet. Simple things equals to great results. This is what they do for the show. I wish a lot more shows do this lah. It's like your boy Kong Ming. There's nothing much going on except for plot development. This is also plot development. Both shows doesn't take themselves so seriously. I think this is one of the things that a lot of anime should remember. You don't have to make something so epic and badass to become memorable. You have to do something good, something simple. It works best. Because we've already passed the 90s. There were a lot of epic animes during that time. You cannot ride on their success or create something new from their ruins. So might as well do something new or do something simple. So I think this is what lesson we can learn from this lah.
Yeah, I agree. Ultimately, I feel it's very wholesome. It's very wholesome. Shaz?
There's actually a lot of reasons sebenarnya. Dia bukan just satu. Because dia dah tepikan Anya, so we have to look at the other points. First kali, the storytelling is very simple and straightforward. Kalau you compare dengan cerita macam Death Note, very complicated, banyak dia punya dialog, misalnya double thinking, triple thinking, kalau dia buat macam ni, kalau buat macam ni. This one is more like kita hari ni nak pergi shopping, nak beli fruits. Lepas tu tiba-tiba ada entah penyangat mana which fulfill the prophecy of the akak yang buat baju semua tu. Oh, dia orang ni kadang-kadang kan orang kena kidnap semua. So you're like, ya ke? Turns out memang ada, and then it moves into your defending anak dia, which shows her character growth as a mother punya character. And then lepas tu masuk to the setup of the next comedy moment, which is the training. Hyok. Lepas tu comes to the best moment of the episode. Itu buat muka bodoh. So the story kan, dia macam step by step tau. Okay, this is the story, this is the part yang build up for the comedy, this is the punchline. So it's a very straightforward gag punya story, comedy punya style story with characters which are memorable. I mean, it does help that the characters look hot and handsome lah. But apart from that, dia orang punya character tu tak complicated tau. You know just enough about them so that you don't have to think, oh dia suka ini, perangai dia macam ni, bila hujan dia buat macam ni, kalau panas macam ni. Tak ada. It's not so much that. They will show it more to you rather than tell you. So you get to see a lot of things. So for people yang very enjoy simple anime, that is the appeal. It is a simple comedy and dia punya character development is very clear. For those who like details, yang biasanya yang mention ni previously is Anri. Anri has noticed that there's a lot of small details. Even when I started thinking about that kan, macam Anya kan, Dia specifically tau, dia akan raba kepala dia macam mana, yosh. The same exact wording tau. Dengan lembu sama, dengan mak dia pun sama. So there must be a significance of this, which for attentive viewers or viewers yang tengok 2-3 kali, they will be rewarded later on down the road. So kat situ you boleh nampak dia punya ni. And then the last part is of course dia punya how do you put this the animation style is simple and clean. I'm not saying it's a detract benda tu detract from the appeal of an anime, tapi similar to the character development, the points and everything, when the art style is simple, it is easier to be adapted or diikut oleh lebih ramai penonton. First time I tengok Demon Slayer kan, aku pening tau, because it was such a unique art style,
man.
and there was so much detail tau. Macam
water, man.
Because I selalu it's rare to find an anime of that level of details per frame. Kalau you tengok especially when I compare with all the anime I used to watch kan, you ada Gundam, you ada Initial D, you have sports genre and all that. Dia punya lines are clean and it's not super packed with details macam Demon Slayer. So a lot of these points, there's probably a few more which I think as you watch you will get to know more lah apa yang makes it special. But dia bukan je satu je, there's a lot. Anya is the thing that takes it over the top lah.
Oh yeah. Kudo, to you, what makes this show special?
Yeah. It's kind of like not answering the question yet trying to, because in my opinion, okay, soalan tu tanya macam mana Spy Family ni boleh overhype if you take away the Anya equation. I got a feeling that it's overhyped. Macam mana kau nak bubuh ni pasal Anya tau. Pasal apa? Banyak orang yang dah baca manga ni. I mean, when did I baca? I baca because I saw a lot of people read apa Spy Family ni. So when I bought it back in August last year, susah gila. Masa tu COVID kan. COVID manga publication, paper tak cukup semua. So susah gila nak cari individual. So I finally collected up to volume 6. But the point was also I refused to read it online. Masa tu aku macam aku nak collect buku, aku nak baca buku. So a lot of people dah baca. So there are people who read it online. Nanti aku akan jawab soalan. Somebody was asking how to get it online, and I think Ian Wayan also mentioned it's free. I'll just add on a bit to that, but we'll talk about this one first. So when the first episode keluar, before that kita kena hype dengan advert. Kita kena hype by the fact that in winter 2021 we were like wowed with Osama ranking ke apa kan. Forget about how Osama ranking looked. The studio ada history. Studio tu bagus. Studio tu buat Attack on Titan cantik. Osama ranking rupa macam Cumi dan Ciki kanak-kanak pasal memang mangaka dia buat macam tu.
But it got a lot of heart, bro.
No, nothing wrong with the art. The story is brilliant. So people like, and then we had My Dress Up Darling. Cloverworks ni dia macam hit and miss tau. Dia fuck up Promise Neverland. They messed up season 2 of the episode. They fucked up Wonder Egg Priority. So people said, okay ke Cloverworks ni. Tapi but then again, Cloverworks did a fantastic job of Dress Up Darling, for example. So when we saw, Wit and Cloverworks doing this, and there's this funny pink-haired girl, it became overhyped. And then lagi satu, Nick, masa kita you all duk discuss pasal Marvel, is it something about IMDb ratings can be tweaked by fans?
I think they were talking about Cinema Score. Cinema
Score kan. Anime ada similar thing. There's a website called My Anime List. You know, Spy vs Family ni nombor 2, 9 point something. Number 1 is Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. So ramai orang marah tau, cakap macam mana cerita baru ni boleh belasah naik nombor 2. Because ada orang cakap orang duk vote. From what I read lah. And then ada orang duk kata, MAL ni admin dia banyak peminat FAB. So they are trying to make sure FAB stays at the top. So kau baca pun, apa ni? So is it really? is it really that high up in the ranking? So we have to take it with a pinch of salt lah. Whether the, I mean, for me, I like the story. I love it. I don't care whether dia nombor 17 ke apa, tapi aku suka best lah. Ni bukannya race. Kalau aku suka lah. Orang tak suka lah. Tapi macam the hype is like as much as you want to say the hype is real, man, you can also say the hype is possibly not real.
Especially dalam dunia digital ni.
So but at the end of the day, we'll see how it gets translated into how many people watch it. I mean, in Japan they're pushing it like crazy. I mean, the merchandise, kau tahu dah ada cafe dekat Tower Records. They have a cafe dekat Tower Records Shibuya dengan Nagoya, for example. You can drink Anya punya, I don't know, float lah, apalah.
Ada.
Aku bawa kat Facebook aku.
Ada. Dia whole menu. Tapi tak ada peanut punya appetizer. How can you beat this? Like you just go there, peanuts. You're like, that's what you have to do.
It's really crazy. So mencertai, because at the end of the day, anime is there to promote the manga. No matter how you play it, as far as the Japanese go, anime ni nak promote manga. Dia nak benda ni jual. Dia nak benda ni yang jual. Orang Jepun masih suka benda physical. Tapi interestingly, benda ni came out as a digital manga on Shonen Jump Plus. And tangkoban dia physical lah. Tapi dia because Shonen Jump dia keluar dalam majalah kan, majalah weekly Shonen Jump yang macam directory phone tu. So dalam tu ada 17 manga you can read. Demon Slayer you can read whatever inside, whatever's on lah that weapon. So people go weekly lah. So one chapter satu minggu. Would you want me to answer the question of the langgan?
Kategori
so basically
mana nak langgan.
Shonen Jump Plus yang Jepun punya, obviously it'll be in Japanese lah. So if you can read in Japanese, by all means go lah. But why do that when you can have the English one? So you go to your app store, you go to cari Shonen Jump, atau boleh nampak dekat atas ni free, nampak free.
These are official translator ni.
Ini Shonen Jump, bukan Shonen Jump ke Shonen Jam ke, tak. Ini betul punya. So episod 62 ni, chapter 62 ni, Mei 15. So this is the official translation of 15th of May on Shonen Jump Plus in Japan. So ini buku pun tak keluar lagi. Aku baru tengok macam anyway. So kalau you can get it for free. I literally recently baru bayar, tak ingat lah, about RM5 a month kot. Tapi you can read anything under the Shonen Jump banner, all of it.
Wow.
Tapi online lah. So kau boleh baca. So kau boleh baca on your tablet or on your phone or on your computer. So basically, if you have it for free, so for example, yang tak bestnya bila kau baca for free, kalau kau baca something new, untung. Pasal apa? The first 3 chapter dia bagi kau baca free. By the time kau keluar chapter 4, kau boleh baca free, dan chapter 1 jadi kena bayar. So kalau kau ikut, kau boleh lah. Tapi nak ikut SPYxFAMILY, first 3 chapter free, the next 55 chapters tak free, the last 3 chapters free. So kau in the middle, kalau kau sanggup, kalau nak baca haram punya, baca lah, and then you can continue on lah. Tapi it's official lah, so it's officially translated in English.
That's cool.
Shueisha has also an app. I haven't tried that, but since Shonen Jump, they don't haranguing me on the email, bayarlah, you can look up. Okay lah, bayarlah. So macam nak, if I collect physical copies, aku boleh macam collect buku terus kat shelf.
But it's kind of cool lah, the fact that they are giving it for free, even translated version for free.
Yeah, translated on the spot, man. No, because the officers in Japan have orang foreigners working there.
Makes sense. Soalan terakhir untuk malam ini daripada Syabil Syakir, dia bertanya, berapa total episode show ni? Let's just say season 1 ada 2 core. The first core is 12?
12 atau 13. Total 25.
Yeah, total 25. And then we're going to take a break, and then September datang balik for the remainder of season 1, right?
Total 25. Spring ni 12 atau 13. Bulan 10 nanti lagi bagi habis sampai 25.
Ya. Betul. Alright, so semoga terjawab soalan kau, Syabil. I think that's it for tonight, guys. Itu saja untuk malam ini.
Harapan.
Aku terlupa. So dengan itu kita akan ke segmen terakhir kita malam ini.
Ni ngantuk
Aku dah fikir nak pergi McD ni, nak beli McD ni. So anyway, so apakah harapan anda untuk episod ke-7 Spy Family minggu depan? I mean, are we going to see more Becky and more Damien? And how is Lloyd Forger going to play a role when he's not at the school? So to me, that is the number one question lah. Kalau apa-apa terjadi ke, or is Lloyd going to start taking side projects ke, you know, and then Yor pun, how are they going to play a role? Because Anya's the only one at school that has to go to school every single day. So apakah spekulasi anda? Silakan, Anri.
Harapan saya is basically I want to see more of Anya's exploit. I want to see her, Damien and Becky at school trying to attain all those stellas or suffer all those Toritos, what you call it lah. But to be honest, my real interest is I want to see more MILFs appearing. I want to see more Miss Sherwood. I want to see Damien's mom. I want to see the female teachers. You know, all the G cups appearing in the shows.
Woi.
Ni dah lebih daripada Your Mama dah ni.
Yeah, it's called the Your Mama Show. In the second part.
Minggu depan kita akan letak 18SX terus. Semua orang akan macam, apa sebab kartun ni 18SX? Wow, the handler.
There you go. I'm pretty sure she's going to seduce Lloyd at one point because, oh Lloyd, you have become such a good father. Oh, my mother instincts are coming out. Oh, what's that coming out? Oh.
Aku rasa ni macam
tiba-tiba kan.
I'm sure you can find
tiba-tiba handler punya muka kan berdarah kat sini. Right. Where did that come from? Ambil kau.
There you go.
From the shadows.
Shaz, silakan harapan kau.
Aku punya ada dua lah. Firstly, I hope that Anya doesn't step on any more shit lah. 3 minit kau tahu aku gelak macam bodoh. Kena pause kecil. But the real harapan is that I'm hoping to see the school life because that is going to be an important part of the entire thing. Funnily enough, aku rasa the whole plot, they will go through almost a whole year of school. Baru there's going to be a lot of story tau. Dia akan pergi school trip, dia akan pergi tengok opera house. Dia nak apa lagi orang kaya-kaya pergi ni.
Sports day ya.
Dia punya sports day masa ni lah dia nak buat. And this is probably where I think the Tonitos will be easy to give out. Tapi Stella tu susah. Yeah. So itulah most likely macam kalau katakan sports event kan. Lu akan ajar okay. Dia orang akan ada 5 jenis sukan ni. Ini cara you nak buat. Dia akan praktis kat rumah macam Ninja Warrior kan. You do this. Tiba-tiba masuk dekat sports day sah. Anya dah takut. All the sports is different from what we practice. Oh my god.
That'd be funny man. Alright, seterusnya Kudo.
Ni bit susah sikit lah. Orang yang dah tahu cerita nak ada harapan, aku tahulah apa nak keluarkan. Tapi interestingly, the manga has only the chapters as mission 1, 2 sampai whatever. Tak ada qualifier to it. So the episode titles are all originally by the anime. So we've got it. So with the target second son yang target no jinan ni, aku predict which is of no consequence to people like yourself yang tak baca, tapi aku predict it's going to be 2 chapters again because chapter 9 and 10 is a bit short and it makes sense to include it because of how chapter 10 ends and it would set something up about something that we've been waiting for a long while. You'll figure that out. And you're right. We will also show the introduction of Anya's life in school. As to what's going to happen in school, the hint is obviously what happened during orientation day, and how Lloyd was flabbergasted, like bloody hell, she punched him in the face. So what do you do if your kid does that to another child? So basically that's going to be an interesting way to see what's going to happen in the next episode lah with regards to. And Nick, you did say, macam mana kan anak dia kat sekolah kan, macam mana Lloyd nak tolong? I will only say that you know what is one of Lloyd's very important skill as a spy. If you know what that is, well, you know what that is.
I know.
So,
okay, I get it.
Okay, so kau tak risau
the
lah.
man
Tapi,
of 100 faces. The man.
so
of 100
tapi
faces.
macam kadang-kadang macam aku punya anak buah, only 13, dia kata kat aku kan, I don't want to watch. Because at the end of it ada macam 10-second snippet. He doesn't want to watch that even. Dia kata aku nak tengok from scratch. So you can see lah a bit of it. It's quite funny. So next episode should be quite funny lah. And I'll say one word lah that I'll say the word siscon and I'll leave it at that. Siapa yang tak tahu, gunalah dictionary. I mean Google. Siscon, SISCON.
Wow. This is a
Baru dia
convention
cakap
untuk
18XX.
lovers of sisters, yeah. So yeah, I look forward
Tak
for
tahu.
Siscon
It could be.
2022.
It could be
Yeah.
sister convention. I don't know. It could be
Okay,
Sistine Chapel convention in Italy. Architect.
maybe. Alright guys, so dengan itu berakhirlah perbincangan kita malam ini. Terima kasih kepada para panelis kita, especially special guest Kudo. Are you going to be around for next week ke kau dah balik?
I can be around next week and the week after.
Alright.
Nice.
Kalau korang nak aku lah.
Tak kisah.
Oh, komen dan like dalam komen di bawah.
Tak. Siapa tak nak Kudo, komen di bawah.
Sila bagi Stella ataupun Tonito
Tonito.
untuk Kudo.
Tak, lepas tu kan panelis kata Tonito. Weh, kau tak malu ke?
Tak apalah.
Tak pasal.
Aku makan sandwich aku lah.
Terima kasih juga kepada our regulars Anri dan Shaz. So, apakah pendapat korang tentang the past 4 episodes dan harapan korang untuk episode 7? Tell us in the comment section below. Join us tomorrow di mana kita bakal membincangkan tentang Moon Knight finale dan mengumumkan 5 pemenang bertuah for the Moon Knight swag yang kita ada ni. Dan join us juga untuk hari Khamis nanti di mana kita bakal membincangkan sesi bedah spoiler untuk Doctor Strange 2. That one's gonna be an interesting bitching session.
Aku kena tengok sial. Aku belum tengok lagi.
Yeah, you should watch
No,
it.
it's okay. Aku dah
Panelis berpecah pendapat betul.
Aku dah what you call it, redha lah kalau I've seen a few that I'm not gonna blow my top lah. It's okay.
I enjoyed the Doctor Strange movie, but I'm pretty sure if I say something, a lot of people's gonna hate me for it.
What is it?
There's a lot. The reason why a lot of people are hating it is because your expectations were not fulfilled. You were thinking of A, but B came out, and they never promised. And they never promised A will come out at all.
Yeah. Terlalu expect lebih.
Alright guys, so that's it for tonight. Terima kasih kerana menonton. Majulah fandom untuk negara. Bye guys.